Yeah, I think that's a good question. A lot of lessons. Basketball teaches you a lot of things. From a schematic thing, from a mental aspect. The nice thing is we got 11 left, 7 at home. We got to start finishing some games. It takes one to get it going. But I think our guys are in a good place. I think they'll be determined. I think they'll be ready to play really hard. We've had some, good practices since we got back. All the games we lost were right there. The bottom line is we're a player, sometimes a rebound away or whatever the play may be. We're right there. Got to stay the course. This is a one-bid league. At the end of the day, there'll be 11 teams disappointed, one team that'll change that university's trajectory in basketball. And that's the exciting thing about our level, Joel. That's what makes that tournament so important. And you want to have momentum heading into that. I think this is a good opportunity for our guys. We got a 2-game homestand against 2 teams that we got a great deal of respect. And it really doesn't matter what you did the first time, right? It's about the 40 minutes tomorrow night. So we got to be ready to go.
Green Bay, a team you took care of pretty convincingly. Just what things did you take from that matchup that you're looking out for?
Yeah, I thought we did a really good job of, taking some things away, guarding. They missed a lot of shots, and they play a lot of young guys, so they've gotten better. They're playing pretty good basketball right now. Coach Ryan, has a young roster that I think these kids are some of the better young players in the league. So, they're a team very, very capable of playing at a high level. They've shown that. So we've got to be ready to go. Yeah, that was one of the crazier games, Joel. One of those close games that we were able to get over the hump. They are a physical team. They play a lot of guys. They're very, very capable of playing at a high level. They played Oakland, I thought, for those 15, 20 minutes as good as basketball as anybody in the league. So the tricky thing about our league is everybody can play on any given night. If you're a Horizon League fan and you're studying this league, it's a hard league to follow, but it's a fun league to follow because of it really comes down to the last 4 or 5 minutes. So we're trying to get our guys to understand the value of a possession. We got to do a really good job of getting more assists, moving the ball better, making the right decisions, making the right reads, whether it's in a half court or full court, not giving teams opportunities to score on us. Slowing down, Joe, I would say, experience is a factor for sure. If you look at some of our transfers, right, our new players, you take Luke Chacon, for instance. I mean, he's got 4-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. So you take him out of that lineup, that hurts because he passes the ball like I've never seen. So we had to kind of readjust that backup point guard role. And then some of our guys that have transferred in, we're at a little different levels, right? And had a little different roles on their teams. Hopefully now down the stretch, everybody's adjusted to their role. Everybody's ready to finish some of those, games. And I feel like our guys understand how close we are, and they're going to keep fighting. That's the good thing about this group. Yeah, I think, with Will, you look at Will, he's 6'9", very, very long wingspan, can shoot the three, can bounce it a little bit. But I think his biggest area where he's improved is around the basket. And as I tell all those guys on the bench, you never know when your opportunity is going to happen, right? And it just happened to be Will had about 30 people at the game. His mom and dad have been very, very supportive of the process with him. They didn't rush the process. They, really stood by the process of him getting better day in and day out. Usually when I meet with Will, I meet with all these guys a lot. I'll say, hey, what's your mom and dad saying? And they usually are echoing the same thing that I'm saying. So he's got a really good foundation, good support system. He's a kid that's put in the time. He deserves it. He's going to play a lot of minutes, whether he starts or whether he comes off the bench. We'll see. But I thought he took advantage of those minutes, Jamie. He gave us a huge lift. I mean, we were really struggling. He came in, he scored the ball. Once he got in a groove, it was like any time he got the ball, he was going to score. And the neat thing was his teammates. You know, the teammates really rallied around him and got him the ball. But the reaction on the bench, they know that's a kid that's put in the time. And usually when you put in that time, good things are going to happen. So we look for him to really expand his game. I've said since we recruited him, he's very similar to Mike, that he's only going to get better and better. And if you look at all our front court players that have gotten here, they've really developed and gotten better throughout the years. So I would expect nothing less from Will.